Hi you guys, this is Misty with Cancerian Chronicles. Welcome back. We are going to go ahead and jump into a reading, which is, we're going to use the tokens again, and the focus is on finance, self-care, love, and home. So let's go ahead and let's jump into the energy. Okay, so when we're looking at finance, you guys, the first thing that we have is 76. And notice, you guys should be able to see that, but we have Cupid. Of course, I'm hearing Cupid shuffle. It seems like there's something to do with like there's a delicate balance or there's like a delicate dance when it comes to like your finances and your love life. So that could be for one of you, some of you, or none of you. So I don't know if there's something to do with like, if you're not in a relationship, you might be about to meet someone and just kind of, if you're already working on, like some type of project, if you're focused on, your finances, if you're focused on, moving up in your company with your work, or you're trying to finish up a degree or, something like that. If you have that tendency of, allowing your relationships to kind of consume you, there's something to do with like making sure that you maintain like a delicate balance there, that you are not throwing things by the wayside to jump all in a relationship, because that is definitely going to have some type of impact when it comes to your relationship. We have 67 here, and that is the weightlifter. I'm guided to strength. I feel like the more you strengthen your finances, just kind of like the more confident you're going to become. But also I feel like I'm hearing something about maybe this is like the next 30 days or something like that. So the next 30 days, you are about to like see some major improvements when it comes to your finances. Okay, you may have been facing some type of financial storms, or feeling like things were kind of stuck, but you're about to see some type of improvements. Also, for some of you guys, you may actually have someone, like if you're in a relationship, or someone that's like a friend or partner or something like that, like they're going to start to pour into you financially, especially if you have some type of business, or they see you get into the bag, or you're like trying to get into like your goals. I'm hearing get into it. Yeah. Like someone sees this, and it's definitely, it's motivating them, but it's kind of like it looks good on you. So they like to see like when you are super motivated and working towards your goals, because you may have been like talking about your goals, but not really, doing anything. I'm hearing don't talk about it, be about it, right? So if you were talking about those goals, but they haven't really seen you in action, maybe you really are like a really major firecracker when it comes to like getting to the bag, getting to your goals, reaching your goals and things like that normally. But for some reason, some of you guys may have like had like a past relationship or something, that maybe it's been a long time coming, like you've kind of struggled with coming out of like some type of low energy, based off of just recovering or quote unquote healing from that past relationship. So we also have 37, which is the rain cloud. And one of the meanings for this one is a rainy day fund. I feel like one of the main things that some of you guys need to be strengthening or building or working towards is a rainy day fund. This may have been something that you've always said that you're going to do, but maybe you haven't really been pouring into that the way that you should. And so that's going to be a major focus for the next 30 days. I guess we're going to say this is the reading for the next 30 days, you guys. I wasn't really, I didn't really have any plans for like what this was about, aside from I wanted to use the cute little mat and the tokens. Okay. By the way, if you have not already, be sure to hit that thumbs up, comment, Subscribe if you're not subscribed already, so that our videos can get pushed out. If you would like to keep me motivated so that I can continue to push out more videos. Otherwise, I kind of go ghost there. Okay, so we're going to save love for a little bit later, because I know a lot of people, that's what you want. So we're gonna get there. Okay, so let's jump into self-care, because this is, I'm hearing, the greatest love of all. Some of you guys need to understand that, and to truly, if you're really wanting something to do with like this love, you have to focus on your self-care. You have to put yourself, first. You have to make sure that you look good, that you feel good, that you are financially secure and all of that good stuff and stable, before you focus so much on love. I think that's for one of you, some of you, or none of you. I don't rightly know, but let's keep moving. So the first one that we're looking at with self-care is number 27, which, we have there the sunglasses. There's something to do with, which one is this? Okay, yeah, so I'm glad I asked. I thought this was going to be something to do with like, someone hiding or, something to that effect, because that's one of the meanings that this has. But there's something to do with like a bright future. Someone has a bright future ahead of them, as long as, and this comes out quite a bit, as long as you are focusing on taking care of yourself. I think we just had a message somewhat similar to that. There's something to do with like you're going to be able to really focus and see things clearly. Like once you feel good about yourself, you're going to be able to see everything else with crystal clarity. So yeah, I don't know, take that for whatever that is. The next one that we have is 54. Is that 54? Let me see. Okay, yeah. The next one that we have is 54, which is family. So if you can see that, we have, the family there. And family is about dealing with family members and happy family. I feel like this has something to do with like before you're taking care of family, make sure again that you're pouring into yourself. So you may have like a lot of family members, whether they live with you or not, but you may have like a lot of family members that are wanting you to, what I'm hearing is stop, drop, and roll in the next 30 days. They are used to you stopping everything that you're doing, dropping everything that you're doing, and run to their rescue to save them from something. For some of you guys, someone is used to you saving them when it comes to finances, and that is a big no-no. Remember, for the next 30 days, you're focusing on this rainy day fund, right? But you're going to have quite a few family members that they are going to want you to stop what you're doing, to focus on them. But for the next 30 days, try it. You might like it. Just really focus on yourself, so that you can see how that actually benefits you and those family members. I'm also I don't know if someone has, like, someone's family called them like like selfish or something, because maybe you have been kind of in this mode where you're focused on yourself. And I feel like there's going to be a family member that quote unquote, like, eats their words, but not really. Like something looks good on you. Someone sees that you have been pouring more into yourself and you have been, focusing more on taking care of your needs first. And what they're starting to see is how much more delightful and enjoyable you are to be around. And it could be that you would stop, drop, and do things for your family members or for your friends or for whoever, but you didn't do it, out of, like the kindness and goodness of your heart. You did it out of some sort of, some sense of, obligation or loyalty. You may have been, like I'm seeing Oscar the Grouch, you may have been a little bit grumpy when it comes to it. And, I feel like some of these family members, like you're making them feel good. Like the better you are taking care of yourself and you're just doing things, not out of obligation, but, because you are genuinely happy to do it, right? Because you're not overloading yourself with all of these to-dos that really aren't even your to-dos. People are starting to really notice and see the difference there. So someone might make a comment to you that like this new version of you looks good on you. And also I'm getting the sense of like there's someone that's watching. For some of you guys, like if you have children or, you know, like younger people in your, like they're watching, right? And they're learning. I'm hearing there was this old commercial, and it seems a little weird for this instance, but it was like a, you know, say no to drugs commercial. And it was like, you know, the dad came in and he asked the kid, like, where did you learn this? And he said, I learned it by watching you, Dad. I learned it by watching you. So someone is watching you and they're seeing how you are now prioritizing yourself and just prioritizing, you know, things a little bit better. I'm seeing that, what is that? The Two of Pentacles. You're juggling things so much better and you're happier, and everyone, the entire family, and your friends or your friend group or your whoever, like they are happier as well. And, you know, you're teaching other people how to treat you, and you're teaching them how to treat themselves, so that they don't get caught up in some like vicious, you know, cycle. We could say that could be some type of toxic pattern or generational pattern or curse or ancestral pattern that your family may have, especially like let's say you have daughters, and you know, maybe the women are taught to, you know, this is the order of things, put your man first and then put your kid second and then, you know, put the dog third and then put, you know, put yourself somewhere down there number 110th or something like that. I love to exaggerate, you guys, just slightly, right? But so someone is learning that you're breaking some type of, we'll say, curse or pattern that did not need to be passed along whatsoever. Okay. And then the last one, when it comes to the self-care, we have 17, and that's in reverse. I guess I'm going to kind of leave it that way to see what this is all about. But we have the Ghost, which could be something to do with like either mediumship or ghosts of the past. I'm really focused on a ghost of the past, and I feel like that old version of you that people may have been used to, I don't feel like that person is coming back, because like just the new version of you, like things are just running a lot more smoothly in your life, and you feel great. Like someone is going to you're going to see that that you look good and that you feel good with the way that you're changing things out by, you know, just changing the order, your priorities, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into home. And the first thing that we see is that number 42, which is the Witch. So there's something to do with, now this one piece of this could be for one of you, some of you, none of you, I don't know. But some of you guys, there is something to do with like cleansing of your home, or like using, you know how they talk about those kitchen witches, and I know people have their opinions about like, is it good, is it bad, whatever. Like when I think of, you know, and we'll just say for the sake of this, because it's a picture of a witch, when I think of things like that, you know, witches and witchcraft and magic or spells or spell casting, you know, I know people do it because they want to control other people, you know, whatever. I don't focus on that. What I'm seeing is someone who is using it to improve their home and their home life, right? So I don't know if someone is going to, like, maybe you're going to start to focus, or that's kind of your guidance for the next 30 days, like looking at certain herbs and spices. Maybe like if you're a cook, if you're a chef or something like that, or you're wanting to, you know, dabble in that, you know, looking at like certain properties and how it's going to benefit you. Number one, with, you know, cleansing. I don't know if it's something to do with like cleansing your body, but for some of you guys, I'm really seeing someone that is, you know, playing around with like different herbs and scents, aromas, oils, but it's to improve your home, and to improve how you feel, because it's kind of connected to the self-care, how you feel when you are at your home, especially if you work from home. You guys, there's something to do with like, you know, making sure that you kind of cleanse off your space or clean out your space. Also, I don't know, That one can also have something to do with intuition, obviously, just being intuitive. I don't, there might be something that's going on, like if you have some type of sneaking suspicion about something that's going on in your home. I'm hearing the song "There's a Meeting in My Bedroom," and where she says, "Come on, bring that D here." Like she keep, whatever. I don't even know who sings that song, and I think it was a remix or something. Someone has some type of suspicion about something, like someone's spidey senses are going off, and in the next 30 days you're about to receive confirmation that your intuition is correct. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave that one alone, and we're gonna go ahead and move on to 58, and that one is in reverse. These are the music notes. Jeez. I don't know if there is something to do with it really feels like it's connected to, like, something is about to be revealed in someone's home. For some of you guys, if you live in like an apartment or something, it just makes me think of like like a music contract, like a contract, right? The musicians, when they sign those contracts, I feel like there's going to be something like in a contract, some type of clause or something, like maybe you're not going to agree with, or I don't know. Again, this is for one of you, some of you, or none of you. Like, maybe someone had a suspicion that like their what is it, land, what do they call it when you sorry you guys, when you lease apartments or you rent homes or something like that, like your land, whatever, like they're trying to get you out of a home or out of an apartment, or they're trying to do something sneaky, or they're trying to go against a contract. I mean, that's really what I'm feeling very strongly. Let me look at this shark. What number 92 is the shark. There's something weird going on here. Unseen danger, a predator. Yeah, someone is trying to, like, if someone is trying to get, okay, so if you're trying to get a new home or a new apartment or something, it could be that there's something like this, whatever you're looking at right now, this could be at the top of the list of, like, maybe you're about to jump into this contract. Maybe you feel like there's nothing better out there, or you won't get a better deal. I feel like it would be in someone's best interest to keep looking, or, to pay a little bit more than what you were hoping to if you're trying to rent something, because I feel like I'm seeing this as like the leasing agent, like someone who leases apartments or homes or something like that. This is that person. They're being very sneaky. They're being very predatory in their practices. Like, you may even have like this really weird feeling about this person, and you don't know why, and you need to trust that instinct. So I'm hearing, if you think you're lonely now, but if you think that something is off now, just imagine being stuck in I don't know how long the leases agreements are anymore, you guys. When I had an apartment, they were like, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. So, but just imagine being in a 12-month lease somewhere, or even worse, like you're purchasing a home and then you find out like someone doesn't, there's all kinds of things wrong with the home or something, and like you can't, like you're stuck, you can't get out of whatever this is. I mean, I don't know, you guys, if that sounds, if that resonates, just let me know, because I mean, I'm getting a strong yet, like this has something to do with like a contract for some reason. And something is like hidden, something that you're not going to be happy about, something that you already have like a bad feeling about it. And maybe you're about to, it could be for some of you guys that you're about to get out, like your lease is up or something like that. And, you're thinking about, maybe you have 30 days or something to give your notice and look for another place. And, some weird things have already been happening where you live, or, there's something like that. Your spidey senses are tingling, like you need, whatever this is, listen, let me just end this with just listen to your intuition. If something weird is going on, like in your home or something like that, you need to take heed of whatever that is. Okay. So let me check. Is there anything else that we need to? No. Okay. So I know I fumbled with that, with my words and everything, but I'm getting that that's basically what that message is there. So let's go ahead and let's jump into love, it's amore, right? So we have 63. We have some stars to start off when it comes to love. So let's see. The stars are hope, enlightenment, inspiration, astronomy, and good health. What is this? Something about, I feel like a relationship is, like if you're in a relationship already, I feel like it's like this is a healthy relationship, or someone, if you're looking for like a new relationship, make sure that you are focusing on, people that, like, you're not going back to any like type of toxic, relationships. Make sure that the quality of the relationship is good. Okay. But if you're already in one, I feel like the next 30 days for you, like it's going to be, things are going to be pretty good for you. You're going to be in a pretty solid, things are going to go pretty well. Okay. We also have 65. It's that little bomb. It's kind of like on its side there. Yeah, I don't think, like, it's on its side. I don't really, like, there might be some changes or something in the relationship, but I don't think that it's going to be anything that's like unforeseen. It could be that you guys are like actively like working on having a good quality, good solid relationship. Maybe you're working on communication, you're working on spending time with one another, something like that. And so as expected, if you're putting in the time, the energy, the work, the money, if you're a guy, not if you're the girl, but if you're putting all of those things into the relationship, then obviously, you're going to see improvements, or things are going to be solid. I'm hearing solid as a rock, 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 rock. So things are just going to kind of, they're only going to go up from there. They're only going to improve and get better. And that's really essentially what I'm feeling right there. Things are going to be good. For some of you guys, like, again, if you're single and, you're dating, like you're just kind of like on the dating scene or whatever, there's something to do with just, making sure that you focus on like what is in your best interest when you're dating. What's going to make you happy. Like if you have a list of things that you're looking for, and you guys, I can't emphasize this enough. I am not talking about somebody, like not on your list about them being tall and, slightly spiky hair. Like we're not talking about looks. We're talking about their actual character. We're talking about, their personality. We're talking about the way that they treat you. So, you want to make sure that, yes, you do want to have something, you want them to be, pleasing to your eye. I feel like when you're treated well, they eventually look pleasing to your eye anyway, right? Because there's nothing more unattractive to me, in my opinion, than someone that mistreats you. So, I mean, but that to each his own. But I just feel like if you're single, make sure that you're focusing on, a person that is going to, be good for your health, right? There's also a sense of like, making sure, okay, so this is for one of you, some of you, or none of you. Like if you're out in the dating scene, do not be afraid to ask people about their health status. So I'm not saying that someone, you know, has anything, you know, I'm not going to be spreading that. What I'm saying is part of it has to do with you being able to speak up for, you know, what is in your best interest. And part of that, you know, is finding out as much about the person upfront as possible, because some people truly do believe, you know, don't ask, don't tell. And they feel like they're not lying to you if you never ask them. So you don't want to get yourself in a situation where you don't ask. And you're just kind of, you know, then you're just kind of stuck, or you already have like emotions or feelings or, you know, something like that if involved, if you are, you know, like one of those lovey-dovey, you know, quick to fall in love type people, right? Okay. The next one that we have is this wine or champagne. And this one is kind of in reverse. What I really want to say about that, so what it says here, like what it represents with the token, you know, is about celebrating an alcohol dependency, but I'm not getting either of those. What I'm getting is if you are, for some of you guys, if you're in a relationship, there's something to do with either you or your partner in the next 30 days. Like maybe you're going to experiment with, you know, like no drinking, no alcohol, because someone might drink in excess. But mainly I feel like this is more for the people that are dating. When you're going dating, you guys, there's something to do with like you wanting to maintain like a clear head. So do not, don't drink, or, you know, like know what your limit is, and do not exceed, you know, like your one glass of champagne or wine or, you know, whatever you do. And I'm talking about like a normal size, not those ginormous ones that we've seen on, you know, some of the little, you know, comical videos. But just making sure, because, you know, for some of you guys, I feel like you're wanting to get serious when it comes to, you know, dating and relationships, and you want to make sure that you're making those decisions with a clear head. And again, going back to what is in your best interest and what is healthy for you. Okay. So please don't go out dating people like while you're all kind of, what do they call it? Tipsy or something like that, you know. And excuse me, I mean, I don't drink, so I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. All right. So that's what I have. Do we need to pull anything? Any other messages? Nope. We're going to leave it there. I hope that these messages were helpful. Again, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already. Leave a comment if any parts of this resonated with you, and share the video. I love you, and have a beautiful and fantabulous rest of your day. Bye now.